and welcome again to another presentation. This presentation is mostly to help you understand the basic principles of selling. Before I start, I'd like to tell you a little story. A long, long time ago, I won't tell you because that's going to give you a certain way of knowing how old I am and all that. I decided to start selling products door to door. That's how we would do it at first. And my first experience was not very good, so I went to this door, the first door, and I knocked, and of course, a gentleman answered. And of course, I was selling like beauty products and all that, so that wasn't really for him. So I asked if I could talk to the lady of the house, and he got real mad at me and insulted me and told me never to come back there. And I was really like, smiling and doing the right thing and everything, but didn't work out. So of course, I went back home and I was very, very discouraged, very like I couldn't see myself doing going to the next door. In the afternoon, that afternoon, the lady knew who I was and she came knocking at my door and she said she was very interested in the products and that I just was into a very big fight and her husband was really really mad and he needed to scream to somebody, so I was the first one to be the one to be screamed at. So we sat down and that lady made one of the biggest order, like that I had that campaign of that company. So it just you know just to let you know that you need to be very careful or ready to understand that sales are not necessarily just selling your product, it's also selling yourself. So in this presentation we're going to go through these aspects of how to sell and all that, and I hope this little story can help you in a certain way, because a lot of people are very scared of rejections and things like that, and this is something that we can also learn from other presentations I have and all that. Please make sure that you go and ask the person that has taken you to this presentation and ask them questions. They might have something else that can help you. Or if ever you want to, you can also send me any questions at the address that's on the slide. Happy presentation. What you should expect from this presentation is, first of all, we are going to understand what is selling and what is not. You will become aware of your own feelings towards selling. Learn the five basic principles of sales, and we're also going to understand the importance of talking about benefits. And also, we're going to recognize the importance of authenticity. It's very important that we are authentic when we are selling. So, what is selling? Well, first of all, it's a presentation of new ideas and products. It's a conversation and exchange. It's a qualified recommendation. You're qualifying something. And it's a connection between people's value or to value. Selling should be just a way to facilitate the transfer of information and understanding of value, not to convince. This is critical to remember. It should be enjoyable for both the buyer and the seller. If you're not enjoying the process of sharing the product or seeing the benefits for the customer, then it might not be for you, or you might need to work on one of those two aspects. What is not related to selling? If you have not downloaded the PDF file that goes with this presentation, please do so. If you don't have it, please contact the person that has invited you to come and watch this presentation, or you can send an email to the address on the slide. First of all, not selling is first of all, is not about all the clothes. It's not about trickery and tactics. It's not about special offers and deals. It's not about alienating people, and you cannot be pushy and not being honorable with this. It's never about getting people to buy things they don't want. How do you feel about selling? When someone asks you, "What do you do?" How do you answer them? Do you think of yourself in sales? We need to understand that we're selling all the time. Some famous people you wouldn't regard as salespeople, but they are all successful at selling. And that's why they are considered the most influential people of our time. If you look at Oprah Winfrey, She promotes many causes that she feels strongly about. Steve Jobs, selling the iPhone and the convenience of a different way of communicating. Nelson Mandela, selling the idea of racial unity to both black and white population in South Africa to eliminate apartheid. Martin Luther King Jr. He was selling the idea of peace, equality of justice, especially for African American and the social disadvantages. Gandhi was selling the concept of resistance to tyranny through mass nonviolent civil disobedience. We are all selling, whether it's ourselves, our thoughts and ideas, our credibility, our values. The only real difference between salespeople and everyone else is that salespeople get paid to sell, the rest do it for free. We are all selling. Selling is a natural part of regular communication. We ask for favors, we recommend our favorite restaurant to others, we tell our kids to go to bed now because a good night's sleep will make them happy tomorrow. We assure someone that everything will turn out right. We're going to go through 5 principles of sales. The first one would be to be interested, to be authentic, to listen to your customer, and to be transparent. Let's go into this. To be interested and being authentic means showing genuine interest. This is a very important principle to selling with integrity. Becoming genuinely interested in other people. This quote is one of Dale Carnegie's 30 human relationship principle and a cornerstone of selling. Let's break it down word by word because it's important to consider. Let's take the word become. That means becoming interested in other people can be a challenge when you don't feel you have anything in common. Becoming is a transformative word that causes you to be different than you may be by default. Genuinely. It's not about pretending to be interesting or interested. Any action you undertake should be done with the right intent. Be genuine to others and to yourself. In the long run, people will see through motives that aren't genuine. Interested in. Ask questions to find out about them. Consider that other people are interested and you will discover that you are right. Look for common ground. Other people. Well, there's more to the world than just yourself. It's when you become interested in other people that they will take an interest in you too. Be interested. Delve more deeply into the idea of being interested in others. Start with the premise that everyone has a fascinating life story to tell. If you hold that as a belief, you will look for evidence to support it. The evidence will come from those you talk to. Conversely, if you start with the opposite premise that people are inherently boring, then that is what you'll find evidence to support. Either way, the people around you don't change, but you can focus on the interesting parts of their lives or the more mundane. Before you try to solve somebody's problem, take the time to find out about them. Focus on them. If you spend the whole time talking about yourself and your interests, you won't ever find out about the other person. Not learning about others from a sales perspective gives you no insight into their interests, motivations, and emotional drivers for making a decision. Ask questions about their family, their background, interests, hobby, passion, concern. A lot can be learned about an individual and their background. There are also fairly easy things for most people to discuss and provide an easy conversation starter. Probe with questions to get a deeper understanding. Look to uncover their values by asking them why they like to do things a certain way. What's behind their actions? Also, look for common ground. People are attracted to similar people. As you find out about others, you have a high chance of uncovering common ground. This becomes one of your initial points of connection. Spend time listening. Don't think about what you're going to say next. Just focus on listening and remembering. You'll know how good you are at being a conversationalist by becoming aware of how often your sentence starts with I or my, indicating that you're talking about yourself. Our second principle is to listen 4 times more than you talk. Let's get into this one now. Our goal is to spend 80% of the time listening. In reality, you will likely spend more than 20% of the time talking, but let's make it a goal for 80%. Focus on asking lots of questions. Listen actively and provide encouraging body language like nodding your head, smiling, and making eye contact. Observe their body language. Look for signs of interest like leaning in, nodding, smile, etc. Encourage them to go more deeply in a thought, idea, or story. Use statements and questions like, what happened next? Tell me more. How did you feel? What did you learn from that? Would you do it all over again? Our third principle would be to talk more in terms of benefits over features. Let's get into this one. Now we're going to go to in the features and benefits of lavender oil. The features of the Young Living lavender oil is, first of all, it's very powerful and versatile essential oil. It's backed up by our seed to seal process. It's concentrated, very concentrated essential oil, a key ingredient in many of our essential oil blends, and it has a very sweet and floral aroma. Now, if we go into the benefits of the essential oil instead, then we're going to go into a more motivated purchase because we're going to go into the emotional component of the sale. First of all, Young Living lavender oil, it relieves joints or muscle pain associated with sprains and strains and get back to what you were doing more quickly. It reduces the symptoms of a cold and cough so you can continue being productive in your day. Acts as a calmative when experiencing digestive comfort so you can get the relief more quickly. Acts as a nervine and calmative which enhances relaxation as well as helps to relieve headaches, allowing you to be yourself in your and not being feeling stress. So this is the summary of what the importance of benefits. First of all, people don't buy a product for what it is, they buy it for what it does for them. People use features, but they enjoy specific benefits. When people make a decision to buy, it's usually based on the benefit they will experience. Now let's go into principle number 4. People buy for emotional reasons. Many people don't buy off a list at the supermarket. Research indicates that up to about half of purchases at supermarkets are unplanned. People fall in love with a product or a produce like a car and just need to have it. Why do people buy sport cars? Is it for the status, the appeal? Chocolate. Insurance, is it for the fear of loss or protection? Sports memorabilia. Why is it so expensive? Why is an autograph worth so much? Why does its rarity make it so valuable? A particular brand of tire for their car? Well, is it for the fear, for the safety? A particular brand of sneakers? Does it align them with sporting heroes, an icon? Anything with a visible brand. If you use or wear a branded product, you are openly associated with the value of the brand. That's an intangible emotional attraction. Emotions are critical to selling. People make purchases because they want to change the way they feel. And now, principle number 5, customize your approach. Never do a spiel. Look at this guy, this is so funny. No one wants to feel sold out. A spiel is about regurgitating the same old story for everyone. Effective selling is not about a one size fits all. What interests and motivates them? You have to find that. Tailor what you say based on their interest. That's so important. Effective selling is about communicating an ineffective and effective dialogue. When we have conversation with our friends, we talk about different things with different people. This is normal. People have different interests, and so the same products will interest people in different ways. Since you are asking a lot of questions about an individual, you'll have an idea of what motivates them and what they are looking for and what's important for them. We need to find and understand specific drivers. Everyone purchases for a different reason. We all have different emotional drivers. When it comes to Young Living essential oils, why do stay at home mom buy? Why do young single people buy? Why do senior buy? Why do family buy? Understand the difference reason between the people buying Young Living essential oils. Understanding why people buy requires you to be interested and authentic. So, to summarize the thoughts of our presentation, first of all, you are connecting people with values. You are genuinely interested in others. You understand their value because you ask lots of questions and you listen. You understand the emotional drivers of others, why they are making that decision. You describe Young Living products in terms of their benefits. And to recap the five principle, be interested, be authentic. Listen 4 times more than you talk. Talk in terms of benefits over features. People buy for emotional reason and customize your approach. Never do a spiel. Remember this. I am an interested listener who focuses on specific emotional benefits. Learning something by heart can help reinforce a thought. This statement encapsulates the five basic principles of selling. So, if you have a chance, just write it down, put it somewhere that you can see it often, read it often. This will help a lot. So, we're done with this presentation. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, don't hesitate in calling the person that has invited you to view this presentation, or you can always send questions to the email address that's on the slide. Have a very nice day.